Chris Evans with you here as we get set for week 5 of the football season. Hard to believe after Friday night's game, we're going to be halfway through the regular season. Coming up here in a few moments, we're going to take a look at the brand new top 10 for the Class 5A rankings. We'll also take a look at some of the games in Class 5A for week 5. But first, let's take a look at some of the scores from last week's games. 5A2 matchup, Noble goes on the road to defeat Lawton 20-8. 5A3 matchup, Booker T. Washington takes down Durant 37-7. Bishop Kelly over Edison Prep 53-7. In a game that very interesting in 5A1 football, it was Newcastle going on the road to take on Duncan 44-28. Another big game this week with the Duncan Demons. More on that here in just a little bit. Good ball game up in Tulsa area. Claremore takes down Tahlequah 21-17. The Altus Bulldogs take it to El Reno 56-22. Congratulations to the freshman quarterback Jamin Redmond as he set a school record in that 34-point victory. Redmond 7 touchdowns, completing 32 of 44 passes for 438 yards, 6 touchdowns while again rushing for another touchdown. 7 scores. That's a Altus school record. And so Altus is off to a good start as they celebrate their 10-year anniversary of winning the 2015 state championship. And they got a great ball club. And I'll talk about them here in just a little bit when we reveal the top 10 rankings. Other matchups, Shawnee shuts out East Central 62-0. Game of the week in 5A football, it was Collinsville on the road at Del City. Del City absolutely took it to Collinsville a year ago. This one in Del City. This one, Del City needs a walk-off field goal to beat Collinsville 24-21. So I've been talking about Collinsville. We really didn't know a whole lot about them until this week. And despite the loss, that tells me a lot about Collinsville. So they will have a good shot with another good run in the 5A playoffs. We'll see how it plays out. Other scores, Guthrie, no issues with John Marshall, 60-8. 9 different Blue Jays score on the night. McGinnis shuts out Classen SAS 57-0. Pryor, no issues with Rogers, 63-18. The other game that was interesting in 5A football this week, Coweta goes on the road and beats McAllister 22-15. Coach Craig and the Buffaloes still searching for that first victory of the season. Carl Albert shuts out Western Heights 59-0. And the last score I want to bring up, it was the Southeast Spartans beating Midwest City on the road in Midwest City. Final score there, 19-8. I was bragging about Southeast when they were 2-0, then 3-0, 4-0, and now look, they are 5-0 on the season, and that's the best start they've had in over 40 years. I think it's been exactly 42 years. And remember, they had the Fields and Graham not too long ago playing at Southeast, but they get it done and to remain undefeated. Awesome story there. They take on Duncan. More on that here in a little bit. As first, we'll take a look at the top 10 rankings here in Class 5A, the way I see it. Number 1, it remains Carl Albert. They still have the state's longest current win streak. Del City, impressive over Collinsville. I know it's a 3-point victory, but still, that's a good victory for the Del City Eagles. Pryor remains at number 3, Bishop McGinnis at number 4, and Guthrie number 5. There's some arguments with 3, 4, and 5. You kind of mix them around. I think you can probably throw Booker T in there as well as how you want to jumble up 3, 4, 5, and 6. But that is how I see it as so far this season. Lawton MacArthur is at number 7. Newcastle is number 8. Claremore number 9. And Collinsville, I keep them in the top 10. They were number 7 last week. I moved them down to number 10, and it was a back and forth with do I bring Altus into the top 10 rankings for their first time? I went back and forth on that. Despite the loss, impressive outing there by Collinsville. I know they're upset with that loss, but I was waiting all season for that game just to see where Collinsville stands, and I keep them in the top 10. Altus, close and close. I think their undefeated streak will probably go for a few more weeks as well as they continue to get more and more confidence with the freshman quarterback. So Altus is just on the outside looking in. It's the first time I truly almost pulled the trigger to put Altus in the top 10, but just missing out. But it's definitely Altus a top 10 team that I think that could be there very shortly. So we'll see how it plays out. Still plenty of season to go, so a lot of momentum right now in Altus, Oklahoma. Some games coming up here this week in 5A football. Carl Albert is at El Reno. Altus, they'll remain unbeaten as they go to Western Heights. I think Altus might jump out to maybe a 7-0 record, and then we'll see what happens after that. Good things happening there. Lawton's at John Marshall. Tahlequah is at Pryor. Could be interesting there. We'll see how the Tigers do with their number 3 ranking. Midwest City is at Newcastle. Guthrie on the road this week in a 5A2 matchup at Noble. Booker T. Washington, Shawnee, that will be interesting as well. Shawnee has a very good running back. A move-in transfer came in there and was doing some really good things. MacArthur's hosting Classen. Duncan at Southeast. That will be a very intriguing matchup there. I think Duncan's the better team, but Duncan's got to have their 100% focus on Southeast, as we'll see if the Spartans continue the dream season to go 6-0. Be a great matchup. Bishop Kelly is at Coweta, another fun matchup there. And McAllister looking more than likely will get their first victory in Week 5 against Edison Prep. We'll talk about this and a whole lot more on Wednesday night on the High School Huddle. We do it every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock on this channel, the YouTube channel. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe and like. Ronnie and Phil will join me. We'll talk about it. It's always a fun show. And a big thank you to everybody out there. Our last week's show on Wednesday night was our most viewed show that we've had all season long. So big thank you for that. Best of luck to your team this week, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday night for the High School Huddle at 6 p.m. So long.